Bigfoot Club, Season 2, Episode 3. I am your host, Robert Jesse Dominguez. And with me, not always, but with me today is...
someone not paying attention.
Sorry, I was watching the Super Bowl. Chris Colleps.
And also...
Ash.
Ash. Just
Yeah,
Ash. Just Ash.
Just Ash.
It gives me an air mystery. I don't want you finding me.
We did. I know I'm winging it today because we don't have a big subject. I don't even know what show's gonna be called, but
Do we ever?
Yeah.
Last week I had the
yeah.
already there, but Hospital 2.0. But
That was a give me though.
we did a Penn, Texas investigation yesterday. We were at Shelton Bear Creek in Irving, and we were at Smith Cemetery.
Smith Cemetery.
And we hung out with Tanya and some of the other Penn, Texas people, and it was awesome.
And Dan.
Yeah, and Dan. Tanya and Dan.
Yeah.
And I really like Dan a lot too.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Good people.
So we finally got a chance to meet him, and we hung out with them, and it was I was kind of worried where it was located at because
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of a little shady, maybe.
Yeah, it was like in like an industrial part of Loop 12, and it just looked really bad.
Yeah, but we were made easy because Nancy said that wasn't a bad part of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reyes was like, "Oh no, it's a good part." Yeah.
Shout out Nancy Reyes.
Yeah, but it didn't feel so good.
I mean,
honestly, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it was bad, but it wasn't bad, but it was actually.
It wasn't great.
It turned out good though.
Yeah,
I mean, I had a good time.
I fell in a ditch. Well, I didn't. My car fell in a ditch.
Yeah.
I fell in a grave, so
Yeah.
two of us did.
Oh yeah, that's right. Caitlin fell in one too.
Yeah, no, it was actually the exact same one.
Well, it was the same grave.
One.
However,
had her birthday.
yeah, I was gonna say the person that was buried there died on Caitlin's birthday.
So yeah,
So maybe that was Caitlin.
Maybe
that was kind of odd.
kind of creepy.
But
hey, guess what? A spirit called me creepy. Well, at least called my question creepy.
Oh yeah. We were doing the. Hopefully, I'm saying it right.
Bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when a spirit's calling you creepy.
You got called out, dude.
I did. One also told me to sit down.
We were doing the. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. Estes
Method.
And Ash, you actually did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It wasn't as. I was honestly a little worried what it would be like to be there, but it wasn't really that bad. You spend most of your time just trying to. It's like you just focus really hard on what you're hearing, so everything else just kind of goes away.
Yeah.
I'm breaking shit over here.
What did it sound like?
Just like when a radio is on scan, but faster.
Okay.
So just like.
So it was like.
Yeah.
Because a couple times, and I know we talked about this off show, but you were kind of turning your head, kind of inquisitive.
Yeah.
Because it would get quieter, and then it like towards the end. That's why I kind of wanted to do it for longer. It started to get louder.
Yeah.
Certain things like would just pop out, really, just like. Boom,
it was
background. Yeah.
I want to say you responded to. I think it was like. Maybe 65% or maybe 70% of the questions that we were throwing at you.
Yeah.
And I had a digital recorder. I haven't gone through it yet.
I was going to say the same thing. I have not had a chance to go through my digital recorder yet.
So we can do that for the next show.
Yeah.
Or the show after that because not sure who's our guest going to be next week. So hopefully it's Tim Clay, but we'll see more. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I finally got to meet Tanya and Dan. There was a couple other people. It was Claudia. Cardenius.
I didn't get any of the other ones' names, and I feel bad about that.
The other one was, I think she was. I didn't know her name. Her Facebook name was like Ruckus something. And you know, we had Caitlin and Candace.
Caitlin and Candace,
from work and stuff. So
and my daughter.
Yeah,
Carly.
Carly was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought Britt was gonna come, but
No,
That's
she
cool.
had to stay home and watch the babies.
yeah, baby watcher. Yeah, that's
She
cool.
she might eventually come. I don't know. I mean, she's always welcome to come, but I don't know.
It was a pretty good night. I want to say I had a pretty good time.
Yeah, it was. The thing that I like most about it was the people in the group were actually there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
We didn't have a bunch of yahoos in the group running around acting goofy and disrespecting.
I always worry about that in that sort of situation because we used to do it a lot, and it didn't always turn out great because people aren't always respectful. They don't always listen. They just want to react and go out there and get scared or whatever.
Yeah.
They're
Tanya was very respectful.
Yes,
I thought.
Yes, I thought what was awesome is Carly and I missed the prayer before. But I love the fact that she prayed before. But I love the fact that she did not let anybody go home without being saged and prayed upon.
Yeah, that was
prayed upon.
Yeah. Well, prayed for.
Prayed for.
Not prayed upon. Yeah, she didn't pray upon us and like. Rah. No, she prayed for us. So, but I thought that was really cool. I thought it was really cool that she that just shows you how much she cares.
Well, you didn't make it to Fuzzy's Tacos, but
No.
she had her shit together. She had you didn't do it because you didn't go to Fuzzy's, but she had a release of liability
Oh, really?
that she made everybody sign.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I was thinking impressive,
Most impressive.
but
you could tell that they were legit.
yeah,
They were legit, and they truly cared about everybody that was there, but they also truly cared about the spirits.
yeah,
And not disrespecting any spirits, not disrespecting anybody that came through and wanted to talk. I wanted to say on mic that Carly handled herself very, very well.
yeah.
For her being she's 16, and that was her first ever any kind of anything as far as investigation or anything. So
Yeah.
That's a little hard, man.
yeah.
She was correcting you a lot.
What?
She corrected you a lot.
Who, Carly?
Carly.
Oh, that's what she does. She's a 16-year-old girl.
You were saying like something name, and she would say, "No, Dad, it's not that. It's this."
Yeah. That's
Or you would say 1935. No, Dad, it's
Yeah.
1949.
that's what she does. But
Nothing got by her, man.
yeah, she's.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I wonder. But I thought she handled herself very well for her first investigation. They're gonna get a 15-yard penalty right there. He smacked him in the head. Sorry, that would have been into the game if that hadn't been a penalty. But anyway, I thought she did great. Two things that I told her before we went out there. I said, one, stay by my side.
Yeah.
Don't leave my side. And two, if you they didn't call the penalty, so all they gotta do is run the clock out. Anyway, sorry.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm sorry. I'm on track now. Okay.
You're the one that said turn the game on.
No.
Yeah. So second is what I told her. I said if you.
It's our neighbors.
Oh,
That's Ramon. Our neighbor.
Ramon. But anyway, I told her stay by my side. Don't leave my side. And two, if you feel anything remotely out of place with your body or your mind or anything like that, tell me immediately.
Yeah.
And at one point, which was after Ash, you did your Estes session, and we came up with the name James M. In the middle.
Yeah.
He said James M. and then middle. Well, this cemetery was set up to where all the graves were on the perimeter. About to score again. And that's game. So
I'm gonna kill you.
KC won. So the cemetery was set up to where all the graves were on the perimeter.
Right.
except for like a few graves that were like right down the middle in the back. Mm-hmm. Well, what's crazy is we went to those graves right down the middle in the back, and it was James Morsher.
James M. Yeah.
James M. However you say the name, Marsher, whatever. But it was James M. And that was a direct correlation to what was coming through the Estes session. And that's where Carly started feeling the weird feeling. Yeah. And she told me immediately, well, what was cool about it is how we were talking about how Tanya was so respectful and cared about everybody. The moment that we left, she took Carly to the side. She saged her, and then she prayed for her. That right then.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
It was one for Carly to swallow her pride and tell me that something wasn't feeling right. She just said her stomach kind of got out of control, and she was really cold.
Didn't you say Mary too?
Yeah, Mary.
Didn't you say Mary? Because I think we found a grave that had Mary on it too.
I don't really remember everything I said because I was more paying attention to what I was hearing.
Well, yeah.
I was saying, you know.
Yeah. But there was a Mary. There was a James M. But the one that was just was the James M. And he said middle.
It was an interesting night, and it was like one of those things that I was trying really hard not to be a dictator while I was out there.
Yeah.
But I was kind of saying a couple times, I said, hey, let's keep the questions short. Hey, make sure, even though I've been, I've done this before
but not everybody has.
Right. I mean, I've done it before where I've been in an investigation and I didn't turn off my ringer for my phone. And so I was kind of saying that too, but I know I've done it in the past. And so,
hey, I'm going to kill you.
But it was fun, and then we ended up going to Shelton Bear Creek Cemetery.
That was a really cool little cemetery.
Yeah, it was. It was right next to. It was right off 161. It was right next to. Was it? It
was a retirement home.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was a retirement home.
So
and a housing complex that wasn't completed yet.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting because we actually got that from Nancy Reyes.
Yeah.
From work.
Another shout out to Nancy.
Another shout out to Nancy. So
thank you, Reyes.
But it was kind of cool, and Claudia did the Estes thing out there, so she was going pretty good. So, and then she was saying something about Mary's watching.
Yeah, Mary's watching. Mary's looking,
and it was.
And then she said behind
everyone.
And I said behind me.
She says no, behind everyone.
No, everyone. Yeah.
So we were kind of noticing when she was doing it. There was a lady in the balcony of the return home.
Yeah, kind of behind us, behind everyone.
So it was kind of interesting. So I don't know.
And there was a lot of reaction there too. Direct answers to questions that we were asking there too.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period where she was just.
Yeah, just
saying words.
But what was interesting is we talked about there was this like just one area in the cemetery where it was like walled off.
Yeah,
and it had like these oyster shells that were there, and I'm pretty sure that it was Sam eating chocolate. Here, Bob. Eat your chocolate.
Thank you.
But there was Sam and Pete and Dusty. And when Sam came, and again, I'll have to go back and listen to the audio to know exactly how and what was said. But anyway, Sam pointed us to him being buried in that little area that was walled off.
Yeah.
And then he said Dusty, and I was like, is Dusty a person? And it said, yeah.
So I guess we kind of started off with paranormal with actually not really planning it.
I guess we just started talking, so
we just started doing it, but which is okay with me. I'm totally okay with that. I just wish I'd have done some music for it or something.
You need
just do it now. Go. It's never too. You're always late on the cues anyway.
Okay, there we go.
That was the cold opening.
Yeah, the cold opening. I like it.
The paranormal. Sorry.
So how many seconds are we in? And we just now got to the music and the paranormal.
We're 14 minutes in.
Oh, we're 14 seconds.
14 seconds.
14 seconds in.
I already fucked it up, man. Start over. Turn it off. Erase.
Tuck, you want to do your subject line, or do you want me to talk about my?
Why don't you go ahead
Okay.
and save this for the end?
Okay. I was talking to my mom like a month ago, and she was telling me a bunch of stories about my great grandfather and some of the stuff that she did with my grandfather, and when she was younger. But she had a story which I thought was interesting at the time because I know we were all watching Hellier, and we were kind of enthralled with the cave stories and stuff like that. So I do recall when I was a kid, we went out to Malakoff, Texas. That's southeast, and it's in Henderson County, I believe. Yeah, Henderson County. And I remember going to a miners festival because like my great grandfather and my grandfather were miners when they were really, really young. And so Hellier was talking about caves, and I just tuned into it. So she was telling me about my great grandfather, Felix Quintanilla, and he was a miner in Malakoff in 1915. And so she was telling me about these stories about, every grandparent has stories about paranormal or ghosts or something like that. But she was kind of telling me that, and like I don't know, I kind of grew up very religious, and we hardly didn't talk about stuff like that. But so when my mom would tell me the story, I kind of focused on it. So I said, okay, well, I want to listen to this story because my mom never talked about paranormal stuff. So, but she was telling me that when he was a miner, that he was because this is back whenever they didn't have lights. They had like candles on top of their helmets and stuff like that. So he was a laborer. So he was like hammering away with a pick, and he said he saw a guy down in the mine, and he thought he was a miner got lost. So he was waving at him and say, hey. And I think he was with a bunch of guys who had candles on, but he didn't have his candle on his helmet on. So he turned his on and went to the guy and was waving at him, tried to wave him back. And he just kept walking in, and I guess he realized that it was a ghost. So he was kind of freaked out about it.
Yeah. That was trying to take him deeper into the mine.
Deeper into the mine.
Yeah.
So, and then he had another incident where, because like I guess they work like different shifts so they can just keep, mining and stuff like that. So I think he went in one time at 2 a.m. and he was walking to work because he had they had housing right next to the mine. So he was walking to work. He was walking down this trail and like in the woods, and he said he saw a lady in white with black hair. Never saw her turn around, but she was walking ahead of him. And so he said something in Spanish to her, like, "Hey, are you out here gossiping?" So I guess, and she didn't respond. She just kept walking. So he continued to walk, and then eventually she cut into the woods, and then he realized that she was floating, and so he was kind of freaked out about that. And so I guess he went to work, didn't tell anybody, came back and told my great grandmother and stuff like that. So the third incident he had, and I don't know how far apart these incidents were because my mom. Because I asked her, and she says, "I don't know. I just know that he told us these three stories." And so he was coming back from working real late, and my great grandmother was in the bed already asleep. He laid next to her, and then he felt like a heavy hand on his hip, and he tells her, he says, "Why is your hand so heavy?" And so he reaches and touches the hand, and my mom's words were, "Fur, not hairy,
but furry."
Fur. And I said, "You mean hairy?" She goes, "No, he said fur." I go, "Okay." So then when he touched it and felt all this fur, he was like paralyzed. He couldn't move. He couldn't pray. He couldn't do anything. And so eventually, I guess the hand moved away. He jumped up, turned on the lantern with a match, and my great grandmother was still facing the other way. So it wasn't her hand. He believes it wasn't her hand. So he woke her up and said, "Hey, we're like moving." So I thought that was cool. And I was
hey, he did what I would do.
Yeah, he
run.
I don't want no hairy men feeling me up in the bed at night.
No, not hairy. Furry.
Furry.
Yeah. I think it's
worse.
I think it's cool that he was so specific with fur.
Yeah.
Not hair, but fur.
Yeah. So I thought for a little bit, I said, man, he must have been, those mines must be cursed or something. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was just focused on it because we were watching Hellier and we're talking about caves and cave systems. And
What type of mines were they?
I think it was, she said it was coal.
Coal.
Not Ingrid Cole, but...
That's cold.
Yes. Cold.
Sorry. You're late, Robert.
Always.
So
You know how I'm always messing up names? You're always late on the cues.
it's on a different pad. I gotta scroll to it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta scroll to it. It's not on my front page. Sorry.
I don't want your excuses.
I know.
You know what my papa says about excuses?
They're a dime a dozen.
No.
They're like assholes.
Yeah, they all stink and everybody's got one.
It's like opinions. Everyone has one. No, if anyone wants to see yours, they'll ask.
Yeah.
You guys rock, man.
Yeah. So yeah, he used to tell me that all the time. He's like, excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink.
But that was my grandfather, Felix Velasquez Quintanilla.
And this was in East Texas?
Yeah, it's Henderson County's like it's southeast. Hold on, I think I got the map here. Let me pull it up real quick.
Just seems like another place that we need to go.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's, let me scroll out of this. There's a big lake too. I forgot what lake it was. It's south of Gun Barrel City, right next to Athens.
Okay.
So,
Just sounds like another place we need to go.
yeah, it's between Athens and Corsicana, right below Gun Barrel
Near
City.
Texarkana and Falk.
Yeah. So,
Corsicana is not really East Texas.
well, it's south.
Corsicana is south.
Anything east of South Dallas is East Texas.
Wow. So Garland is considered East Texas. I would not consider myself as growing up in East Texas. I grew up in Garland, so
Yeah. Good for you.
but yeah, I with this you're so dumb.
What?
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 What? What?
But,
Sound like a duck.
But Malakoff, that's actually a place I would not mind. I was there as a kid. I think I was like 6 when I was there, and I was told by my dad, "Don't wander off. Stay close to me." And
Yeah, you get attacked by the floating lady and the miner.
something.
Not like a minor as like a child, but
Right.
Yeah, earlier you said that like your grandparents had worked there when they were young
Yeah.
minors.
Yeah.
It's like most of them are.
I think you have to be young to be a minor.
I know you're talking about me being late.
I just let it go.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't want to.
Yeah, you should have. You should have. Now
Anyway.
do the dunk.
That's
No.
my storytelling stuff.
So I didn't really
God damn.
do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, some interesting things about those stories. The first one was the man in the mine that he thought was a lost miner,
Yeah.
and not a lost kid, a lost miner, not
Right.
minor. The fact that the miner was taking him deeper into the mine.
Yeah, I asked my mom a bunch of questions about that, and she didn't really have an answer because
Well, I mean,
I guess my grandfather didn't go into
yeah,
detail
and
about
again, this is all hearsay from what
right.
was between your grandfather and your mom, or your great grandfather and your mom.
This was my great grandfather and my grandmother. So this was on my grandmother's father.
Okay, so it's been passed down.
It was passed down to her.
Yeah, and then passed to your mom.
Passed to my mom.
Okay, so you know, there's a lot that could have been lost, or a lot that could have been added, or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's trying to take him deeper into the mine is kind of interesting to me.
Scary.
It is scary, very scary. And then whenever he saw the woman walking, the fact that he did not realize she was floating until she got into the woods, the woods.
Yeah.
That really stuck out to me. Why would it, I don't know why it would start floating when it hit the woods.
That's almost like... It was tired of walking.
I guess so. It was tired of walking. It was like, man, I could float a lot faster than I can walk.
It was the woods at night.
She goes, screw this. I'm floating.
I'm done.
I'm done walking.
My ghost feet are tired.
I'm done walking in the woods.
I'm going to float. So, and then I already mentioned the fur instead of hairy.
Yeah.
Because, every time anybody describes Bigfoot, they say hairy. Mm-hmm. They don't ever talk about it being furry.
So, like, the thing that really grabs me out, that really sticks out of me on all these three stories, they all happened to my grandfather while he was working in the mines. Mm-hmm. And to me, it just kind of, I don't know, see what you guys think. I just think my grandfather, and he didn't know it, that he was an antenna for all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he probably never noticed it, or probably didn't want to notice it. But I was telling my mom that. I said, it sounds like to me he was, all these things were like a window to him. He was the window.
Yeah.
And these things just kind of just.
Right time, right place, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ash.
Shit.
Yeah. Hallsville was attracted to you.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. And I like the fact that he got out. He felt like he was in danger.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure if my theory is correct, he probably still saw stuff.
Well, probably, yeah. But at least he went. He's being physically touched by whatever this is, and he got out of there. I mean, I can tell you this right now. I shared my story about what Carly went through, mm-hmm. and that I was really hesitant to take her with me because that happened to her. But she was a child. I mean, she's still a child, but she was a baby, and babies are way more open, and so she's older now. And again, she has Christ now. She's accepted Jesus into her life and into her heart, so she's protected that way. So. With all that, I decided to ask her to come, and she was super excited. But having that ability to be a magnet, but getting away when it's dangerous. Yeah. Because I told you the next day we were out of there. I mean, we were gone. Because I'm not messing with that.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with that. I go on these investigations, and it's not like I'm going out there trying to conjure up demons or trying to break through to the other side or anything like that. It's trying to get an understanding of what's out there, and if anything, if there's help that's needed to be done. So. I respect the fact that he was like, nah, we're getting out of here.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
So that's stories that my mom said. And like I said before, my mom would rarely talk about paranormal stuff. And when she did, I listened. So I said, okay, I'm going to listen to this. So
I think it's cool too that it's been passed down for generation to generation to generation.
Yeah. She whenever we get to the Bigfoot segment, she's got a story about that too. I'll get to that.
Run with it, I'd say.
Just go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, if you're talking about your family stories, talk about your family.
Well, I'll share a little family story. It's not as cool as that. It's really creepy. My mama, which is my mom's mom, told me, I can't remember if it happened to her and somebody that she was with, or if it happened to somebody, because she told me a long time ago when I was a kid. And Mom, if you know the story. And you can better detail it than I can, let me know, and then I'll come on and retell it. But I remember the story of two girls. She told me the story of two girls and they lived out in the middle of nowhere. Like it was like miles and miles before you could see your neighbor.
Right.
And they were out there alone. It was the two girls.
Texas?
Yeah, it was in Texas. I don't know where in Texas though. I know that my grandfather, her husband, was from like the Graham area, I believe. So it might have been out there, but I'm not sure where in Texas. But I know it was in Texas. Not in East Texas.
Right.
But anyway, they were there. These two girls were there at the house alone, and there was a younger one and an older one. And the younger one had her feet dangling off of the bed.
Right.
And she felt something grab her ankle. And I mean, immediately jerked her feet up and got on the bed. Well, the older one got under the bed, looked under the bed, and saw absolutely nothing. Nothing was there. Nobody was there. I guess thought maybe the little girl was, trying to play a trick or whatever. So she went and sat at the vanity, and the vanity, when you look in the mirror, you can see the bed and underneath the bed.
Underneath the bed, yeah.
Yeah, and when she sat at this vanity, I'm getting chills again. I told this story off mic, but I'm getting chills again. When she was sitting at the vanity, she was looking in the mirror and she was brushing her hair, and she saw two eyes underneath the bed.
Did she say what color the eyes were?
Again, this is not a lot of detail.
Can you call her?
Yeah, let me call Mama in heaven. Hey, Mama, what color were the eyes?
Damn it, I'm busy.
Yeah, she's like, hey, I'm hanging out with God right now. Calm down.
That's what I told my mom when she was telling me a story about my great grandfather. I said, hey, can you call him?
Yeah, hey, can you call and ask him? Let's get some more detail.
Do some Blue Hospital.
But yeah, I remember that, and then I remember another one. It was a little boy and a girl, and these are people that she knew. I can't remember if that story happened to her, but the other one were two people. The story I'm about to tell next is two people that she knew. It wasn't her. It was just two people that she knew. They were running in a field, and they came across this wooden house, and it was pretty creepy. But they walked in, and they said it had chains hanging from the ceiling and hooks hanging from the ceiling, and there was like this like platform bed that was hanging from the ceiling, and I don't remember if there was any blood or anything like that, but there was all these chains and crap, and this was like way back, long time ago.
This sounds like a episode of Supernatural.
Sounds like somebody's kink dungeon.
That's what I was. They said it sounds like somebody's kinky sex going on, is what it sounded like to me, but. But that was just since we got on the subject of like old family stories, creepy family stories. Those are two of them.
Is this on your grandma's?
On my mom's side. So my maternal grandmother.
Well, I think it's cool that like you said earlier, they bring down generations.
Yeah, generation. I always like stories like that, whether they're creepy or just good or whatever. Just stories from generation to generation.
I was talking to my mom last month. I was telling you earlier, and she brought this story. I don't know why we got into this story, but we were talking about the things because I think I was telling her that I wish I had talked to my grandfather more when he was alive, but he was always busy. He was always doing stuff. He's doing a bunch of charity work for West Dallas and stuff like that. So he was constantly busy, and I wish I had talked to him more. But she told me when he was younger, he was a miner at Malakoff, and he was he would take my mom and travel the country and go pick stuff like onions, potatoes, whatever. And this one particular story she told me, when she was telling me, I was like listening to her and I was doing something. I think I was like writing something down or something. I can't remember what I was doing, but she's telling me a story, and when she told me the end of the story, I stopped and looked at her. I go, "What did you say?" And and she says, I was telling you a story. I said, well, no, go back and tell me again. And so she says in 1957, she was in Indiana Harbor and right next to Lake Michigan. And so Indiana Harbor is, if you look on the map, it kind of borders the Illinois state line. And it's right near, I guess, 300-400 miles from Chicago or something like that. So she says that she was there with 1957 with my grandfather. My grandfather at the time was 47. My mom was 19. My aunt was 13. and two of my uncles were there, and they were 10 and 8. So he would take them, and they drove up to Illinois to Indiana Harbor. And so she was telling me they were picking parsley and broccoli. So if you look at the map now on Google Earth, you look at Indiana Harbor, it's pretty much like housing and industrial stuff there now. But she said that there was a lake near Indiana Harbor. So the lake that's near there is Lake George and Wolf Lake. And so she says whenever they weren't picking stuff, that they would go to this lake and just go hang out at the lake, have a good time and stuff. So she's telling me that when she was 19, they were picking parsley and broccoli, and that there was like 2 men ahead of them just cutting it. And so she would like wear these big overalls, and they would just stuff them full of stuff. And then like I guess they would take it off and they would put them in boxes or something like that. And they were like, she said it was acres and acres and acres. And right next to it was an acres of another thing of corn, but they weren't picking corn. And so she said that it was like 4 a.m. and they were working because they didn't like working in the hot sun. So they were working, and that there was a scream coming from the corn patch. Big loud scream. She said it was loud, long and loud.
In the middle of the day.
It was 4 a.m.
Yeah,
4 a.m., 4:30.
Early in the morning.
Yeah, early in the morning. So, and she said that the guys that were ahead of them cutting stuff got up and ran and started, screaming "oso, oso," which in Spanish means bear. And so when she was telling me the story and I was doing something, I stopped and I go, "Oso," and she goes, "Yeah, bear." I said, "Yeah, I know what bear is, but it was screaming." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Mom,
Bears don't scream.
bears don't scream like that." And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well," I go, "Did you see the bear?" And she says, "No, no one saw it. We just saw the corn, and it was like shuffling and shaking and stuff like that." I go, "You probably saw a Bigfoot." It was probably a Bigfoot. And she goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." It's because bears, if you don't see a bear, they're not going to be vocal. They'll stay like at a distance, and if you're picking stuff, they'll wait till you leave, and then they'll come get food, or they'll just avoid you. Unless they have a young and, they want to defend their young and stuff like that. But I thought it was interesting. I said, "Mom, you had a Bigfoot incident and you didn't even know it." So they all, my grandfather, scooped up my little nephews. I mean, my nephews. My uncles, and they got them in the vehicle and they left. And I don't think they went back.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go back.
So it was an interesting story. And I just thought it was kind of amazing that my mom had a Bigfoot incident. She didn't even know it. So
I say I wouldn't go back. I'd probably go back. I don't know.
I thought it was interesting. It was a pretty good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are 37 seconds in.
37 seconds.
37 seconds.
37 seconds.
I'm so tired. It feels like I've been sitting here for... I'm so tired. Before this, I was moving furniture from like 3:30 till like 7.
You're a mover.
After 7.
You're a mover and a shaker.
Yeah. I was moving furniture, getting the new house we're moving into, trying to get it ready to move into next month. So
Too sweet.
too sweet.
So
yeah, I'm pretty tired. I thought we were further in than that.
no.
But
It just feels like forever.
yeah, it really does. So
Well,
That's a hole in the ground.
yep.
yeah, you get water out of it.
So Ash, what do you got for us?
What do I got for you? Oh,
Yes.
Well, you told me you wanted to talk about Hollow Earth theory.
Hollow Earth theory.
Hollow Earth theory.
Wasn't that they talk about that on Hellier?
A little bit,
Okay.
yeah. Because
of the cave systems, right?
right up in Mammoth Cave. Which interesting story, kind of segue just from Mammoth Cave. I saw an article today that they're finding like these really old shark teeth in the walls of the caves over there.
You said shark teeth?
Shark teeth.
Like prehistoric shark teeth?
Yes.
And they're finding them in
The caves.
in the walls of the caves.
In Kentucky.
So they find the teeth, but not the
Yeah,
rest.
because sharks are mostly cartilage.
Cartilage.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're
So it's usually just the jawbone and the teeth.
That's why they only find jawbone.
Yep.
They're flexible.
Very.
So,
That's really crazy that they're finding them in the walls of these caves.
Well, yeah, because parts of this country used to be underwater.
Yeah, it used to be underwater.
Back in Pangea times.
Yeah, that's so crazy to think about. Mm-hmm. What we're walking on now used to be underwater.
Yep.
yeah, I think I know I mentioned this before, but I just Hellboy did the comic character. They did a series.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
I
I didn't know it was a comic book.
You had to specify which Hellboy. Not that
Not everybody knows who Hellboy is.
Everyone knows who Hellboy is, and if they don't, then
They're dumb.
they live a very, very unfortunate life.
I collected this comic book when it came out between January 2002 and I think the storyline went to July, and it was called Hollow Earth, and it was I think Hellboy just had left BPRD and they were doing it solo without him, so it was kind of cool. It was a pretty good storyline. So
Did you like the new Hellboy that came out?
no,
I did not like it at all.
It was too violent. If they had toned down like the blood and guts, it would have been a decent movie. But they're trying too hard, man.
Yeah, it was. That's exactly what I was about to say. They tried way too hard with it.
Because I thought it was funny. I liked that they used new characters and kind of expanded into that universe more.
Yeah.
Kind of kept it more true to not. Of course, it's not going to be exactly, but with the Ron Perlman ones, he wrote his own storylines and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed to tone it down with the blood and guts. I was watching it with Tyler because he likes Hellboy, and I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, especially there at the end whenever they wake up the old gods
Yeah.
and they're like stepping on people and stuff.
Yeah. It was pretty intense. I just think they, like you said, they tried way too hard with it. They could have.
I wish they would have done a Netflix series or something instead.
yeah,
Instead of a feature film.
If they were.
It was funny though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of funny parts in it, but I just.
Give me the made-for-TV version. It's probably a decent watch.
I think Ron Perlman was made to do Hellboy.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
and-
he was so
and
good.
everybody wanted to do it. Mike Mignola didn't want to.
He was so
no.
good.
Because they were petitioning for it. Guillermo wanted to do it. Everybody wanted to do it, but Mike said no.
Yeah, that sucked.
Ron Perlman was perfect.
That
though.
was a poor decision on his behalf.
How many movies did he make? 3?
2.
2. Okay.
They wanted to make 3. They should have made 3.
They wanted to make 3 to finish out the
Yeah,
storyline.
that's what. Yeah. But they only made 2. Yeah.
Because the author wanted to just reboot it, I guess. He wanted something that reflected better on his storyline, and that's what he got instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was trying too hard.
I watched it. I watched it like when it first came out, but I watched it again like I don't know, it was like a couple of weeks ago.
As a comic person, and I collect all Hellboy, I collect all BPRD, and they were more into the current storyline and not the past storyline.
Yeah.
And so I guess they wanted to break away from Johan and Liz and everybody else, Roger, and I thought to me, I don't know. That's as a comic fan, if you start in the beginning. That's just me.
Yeah. I totally agree. If you're gonna revamp it and do it all over, start from the beginning.
I think maybe I don't know how many movies obviously they were planning to make more because the way it ended, where they found Abe.
Yeah.
But, spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're probably spoiling it. Sorry, but
they're
It's
all right.
fine.
yeah,
It's not a huge thing.
it's
but-
been out long enough.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. It could have worked, but like I said, they needed to tone down the blood and guts and shock value.
Because they didn't have Liz in this one. And I thought Liz was his love interest, so they kind of lost me a little bit on that.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I think that's something that Mike wasn't happy about because Guillermo thought that up and maybe he was like, I'm
So-
glad that wasn't my idea.
Where did this fit in the comic book? Did you already say that? Did I miss that part?
Yeah, because there's certain characters like Liz Shorman, Abe Sapien.
Yeah.
What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. The guy that's the ectoplasma guy.
Yeah.
They came later. I mean, they were in the beginning, and these characters that are on here now are kind of current now. Like him going to England and going with that society, and then this new Jaguar type of monster guy that's most current now. So the Hellboy stuff started like, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. And that was the storyline back then. So the storyline now is these characters now. So
Yeah.
and they're trying to be current, and I get it, but
I like the guy that plays his dad though.
yeah,
He's the one that runs the Continental in John Wick.
yeah, he's on
Deadwood.
Deadwood. Yeah,
Yeah, he was
Swidgen.
on Deadwood. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like like cocksucker this,
Yeah.
fuck this,
Yeah.
every other word,
Yeah.
hoople heads.
I like he's a good character actor.
Yeah,
he is.
I like him a lot.
If anyone's going to take over after John Hurt,
Yeah,
And-
those are hard shoes to fill.
he was in Game of Thrones, but he was like what
For one episode.
One episode.
I think it was kind of just one of those fan service kind of things.
Yeah.
Like when they had Ed Sheeran on
Yeah,
and stuff. It's like, yeah, he died horribly.
Yeah.
Of course, they all did.
Yeah, that was
Nobody had a peaceful death in that show.
that whole with him in it. That was not good. The Hound did what the Hound did,
But
or the
yeah,
Hound did
something
what
like
the Hound
that
does. Yeah,
had to happen for him to do that
yeah,
and bring him back from being a nice guy and hanging out with church folk and chilling.
yeah.
I'm like, no, kill them all.
But yeah, he's. I like him. I like him in John Wick. Other than the fact in the last one he turned on him. So,
Yeah.
but I know spoilers. Hey, it's been out long enough. I mean, come on now.
You're so tired. You're just giving out.
I know it. I'm
Spoilers.
just blah 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 blah.
In The
blah.
Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is really dead.
Yeah, he's really the dead one. But
Darth Vader's Luke's dead.
Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's dad.
Yeah.
Rosebud is a sled.
Oh man, but it did open it up for a John Wick 4 because now he's with the Pigeon King.
I hadn't even seen 3. Or, no, 2. I haven't seen 2.
I haven't
Well,
seen but the first
you
one.
definitely got a bunch of spoilers, so I spoiled the whole thing for you.
It's okay.
Ruin.
But hey, it's not my fault you're
It's
so far
rent.
behind. Come on, man.
I got a lot of comics to read.
Well,
Yeah.
John Wick is awesome. It's Keanu Reeves, dang it.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is the man.
Guyana.
I'm excited for Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah. Isn't he
I've
doing,
been waiting for it for years.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
isn't he doing The Matrix too?
Yep.
Isn't he doing a movie where he's beating up Chuck Norris?
I don't know.
Man.
He might as well.
They're going to do it at the QT.
At the QT, yeah, the shackle. Or the schnackle. Schnackle.
It would be cool if he did it in a Roman, like a empty out Roman Coliseum. So, like,
Is he fighting Bruce Lee again?
yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
That would be impressive.
Yeah. Most impressive.
Most impressive.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Hey, it was on time on that one.
I would say more.
She said it, and I did
I
it.
would say more on time than you usually are,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I wouldn't say right on time.
That's true.
But
It's true. It's true. It's true.
yeah, I can't wait for Bill and Ted. I can't wait for John Wick 4.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I can't believe you're so far behind on John Wick. What
I'm
the
a-
heck,
God
man?
damn it.
I'm
I
reading.
haven't seen
I'm reading
it
a bunch of comics.
You haven't seen it either?
I've seen the first one.
What the crap?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that happen.
Oh my goodness. So
I
yeah,
meant to, and
I really did spoil it. It's been out long enough. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm not
whatever.
sorry.
It's
I'm not
all
sorry.
good. I don't know the rest of the story, so that's not like a huge thing.
It's awesome.
I'm reading a bunch of comic books, and
But don't watch it. Oh, sorry.
I'm actually writing a comic story right now too.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be helping you, but
the comic story, no.
no, not on. I'm talking about on the other one.
Yeah, I'm honestly writing
Well, you're writing that one. Yeah.
the Bigfoot story.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Bigfoot story for a friend of mine that I'm pretty excited about, and It was actually it's a movie script that I'm working on. So,
Yeah.
and I'm actually writing.
Is that the same one that you've been, or is that a different one?
No, it's the same one, but I kind of got sidetracked and I was doing some stuff for my brother. I hadn't really mentioned it, so it's my first time mentioning it. I wrote a story for my older brother. He has a comic character.
Didn't you bring it back? Kind of bring it back?
Well, he
revamp it, or
he just hasn't. He hasn't done much stuff with it.
Yeah.
And because right now he's doing whenever he wrote it, he was writing it, drawing it, producing it, printing it, doing all that stuff. So that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so he's actually got a movie deal. I'm not a movie, but a show deal, and it's with Universal. And so that's supposed to be released. I think they're supposed to start working on it this summer coming up. And so I wrote a story for my older brother on his character, El Gato Negro. And he asked me to write another story on another. I'm not going to say who it is or what it is. Because he hasn't announced it yet. So this is a character that he's had. I remember as a kid, he's had the same character. And he used to draw it all the time. And this was before he came out with El Gato Negro. And so he would draw it all the time. And I would always, he'd always say these phrases. And I would always say the same thing. I was like 7 or 8 or something. And so he approached me recently and asked me, hey, do you want to write this character? I said, that one? I go, yeah. I go, wow. Yeah, sure. I'd love to do it. And I'm honored that he actually asked me to do it. So I'm pretty excited about doing it. So I'm researching a bunch of stuff right now and listening to some audiobooks and looking up stuff on the internet and the internets. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, you're
that.
listening to some weird music too. Because we went to lunch the other day and this weird stuff was on, and I'm like, what the heck
What
is this?
weird stuff? Your soundtrack stuff? Or
No,
what?
it's like Aztec.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't supposed to say that.
You weren't supposed to say it. I wasn't. That's why I didn't say it. I just said weird stuff.
It's like,
You crazy.
No one's listening anyway.
Yeah, there's plenty of people listening. You just put it out there. Talking about me spoiling. Ooh, you in trouble now.
there's so many directions it could go.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't say nothing. I just said it was weird.
Okay.
Let's get in the boot.
But yeah, that's really cool. I think it is super cool that your brother trusts you enough with this.
Yeah.
To take on this character that he's his beloved character for a long time.
Yeah.
And run with it. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about you, and I think it says a lot about your brother.
Yeah, because like he's this is his first character that he came up with, and for him to ask me to do it, it's like, man, I'm honored. Yeah. So like I said, I've been like researching a bunch of stuff and listening to a lot of audiobooks and stuff like that. So I can get ready because I want to write the story right.
Yeah.
And
Well, you want to do it justice,
yeah, exactly. So
and you want to be respectful with it.
Simone.
So don't say anything you're not supposed to say.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just talking about what I'm going to write.
Dingleberry.
And I'm going to say, hey, I'm writing a story.
You're writing a story. It's not need to text her.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, we kind of veered off subject.
Yeah, it's all good. We got time to fill, man.
Yeah, we got a lot of time to fill.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I have any Bigfoot stuff except for that story. My mom.
Yeah,
said.
your mom's Bigfoot.
And then that was pretty much it. So
Just let it ride, man.
I know. Whenever we go through the audio of our investigation of the two cemeteries, we'll have a lot to talk about there.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we can compare audio.
Yeah, that's because I had one and you had one.
Yeah, because like I wasn't always with you.
Yeah, no, we were separated, but most of the time we were separated.
Yeah.
But well, I say most of the time. There was a lot of the times that we were separated, but whenever they were doing the Estes session, we were pretty much there.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I was by myself, I was always like saying stuff into the recorder, and I'd say, "Hey," I was describing what the cemetery looked like, and what type of trees it was, and stuff like that. I was being a nerd, so
Yeah.
It's really dark, and the trees are really tall.
it's real dark.
But it's really bright right outside the tree line, so it makes it hard to see anything.
Yeah, it was really
There's
like
graves.
the perimeter was like really bright. Like there was a lot of lights around the perimeter of the first cemetery,
Yeah.
and then when we got to the second one, the Smith Bear, or what was that? What it's called? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
The little one by the retirement home.
Bear Creek.
Bear Creek.
Shelton Bear Creek.
Shelton Bear Creek. Yeah. And when we got to that one, there was a lot of noise pollution because it was right off of the highway, and then
It was 161.
and then it was right in a flight path where there's a bunch of planes that were taking off. So that's a lot of the stuff that we're gonna have to contend with when we listen to the audio. But two really good Estes sessions. I think we got a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
One, like you mentioned at the beginning, I think Ash and both Claudia was her name.
Yeah, Claudia.
I think they both did really well saying what was going on. I know at one point, I think in both, it was just a bunch of random words, just boom, 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 boom.
You know what was funny is that we had talked off show about whether you thought about doing it, and I was thinking to myself, I said I'm going to talk her out of it. And
I wanted to do it because I wanted to know,
I know
what it was like, and I wouldn't have believed it elsewise.
I know how you are, and I know that's what you explained to me like before the show.
If it would have gotten too intense or whatever, I would have quit.
Yeah, because like I was like,
but it was fine.
But I was like thinking to myself, we were talking about it on the show, like you want to do it because you want to believe it, and I said okay.
Well, I didn't necessarily want to believe it. I just wanted to make sure that somebody wasn't lying to me. Not saying that, not saying to anybody that we were out there was a fraud or anything like that.
Right.
But I never met any of these people beforehand. But other than that, anyway,
we don't know them.
Just it's just one of those things that you're not really gonna fully understand what it's like until you do it.
I mean, with me and Bigfoot, I'm not gonna believe Bigfoot's out there until I have some kind of crazy experience that really says that's a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'll get y'all put on that
because because like I know, like I was telling you before, we talked off show about you possibly want to do it. And I was thinking to myself when we were out there, I said, I'm going to talk her out of it. Mm-mm. And like, I walked off really quick. I came back. You had to gear on everything. You guys, okay, I guess I can't talk her out of it. She's going to do it.
You were down.
To get over there before anybody else could.
I know. Yeah. It was like, I go, dang it, I just walked off for a second.
Yeah. And Tanya and Dan said they had two of them, but we only set up one at each place. But I'll tell you this, I won't do it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
I'm not gonna do it. But I do thank you for doing it, and I think.
I mean, I'm not trying to like peer pressure, but I thought that it was going to be a lot more intense than it really was, and honestly, it just sounds.
I think it depends on the location.
Probably too, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It was more kind of a blank. More than anything, sometimes they get like a little exciting or whatever because it would like get faster or louder or quieter. And,
Yeah. I will say this, that when we were out there, I got very little EMF.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier, that when we first walked out there, we walked the perimeter, which I normally do, but we went to the back because there was a tower and a power plant.
Yeah, it was probably like a good 70 yards from the back of the cemetery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back there and I pointed the K2 meter at it, and it pegged to like 15 milligauss and then stopped. And then there was a couple times when, I think once when you were in session, it pegged once to 15. And
it did that in both cemeteries.
Yeah.
During both sessions, it did that.
But it only did it once.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times, I think, when we were in the middle and I was with Candace and Caitlin, and it pegged a couple times too. And it wasn't like Hallsville.
I was going to say, it was nothing like Hallsville.
So,
I mean, Hallsville, that sucker was pegging every 10, 15 seconds. It was boom, 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 boom. And I don't know how many times it went to 20. And I don't know how many times it stayed at 20 for like 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It would stay there. So,
I felt it.
Yeah. Well, you were feeling it the whole time. I mean,
know what's odd? Both that night and last night, I think I slept better than I have in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I asked you this morning.
It's weird. I don't know. Like, I usually don't sleep good at all.
Yeah.
Ever. But those are the only two recent that I have. Odd. I don't know.
Yeah, ask Carly if she slept okay. She said yeah, and asked her if she felt anything this morning, and she said no. She said she was fine. So, because she had that little feeling in her stomach, and she got really cold. But again, do y'all feel like y'all brought anything back?
No.
I didn't think.
Yeah,
No.
I don't feel like anything got.
I mean, I didn't feel. I think the only time I felt something is whenever you were doing the session, and I felt a little queasy, a little bit, probably because I was having anxiety.
Yeah,
because you were doing it. Because you were doing it. So.
I think that was what was honestly.
I just got cold.
You know,
I just got cold.
Did you have a jacket?
I did.
Okay.
But I just.
you were there. You should.
Yeah.
We were all there.
We were
saw it.
wearing the same jacket.
It was
We were cuddling in literally the same jacket together.
It was a joke. I was joking.
But yeah, I just got really cold, and there was only one time that I got really cold, and it was whenever you were doing your Estes session. And but what I thought was really cool about the second one at the Bear Creek
Shelton
Bear Creek was there was a time where I was talking, and I felt that one that I was really just the one talking in that one, and they asked a couple of questions, but I was like on a roll with this thing, and it said something about dig, and then under, and then right, and then loop, and part. Now I don't know if it was in that same order or if it was, but all those things were said, and it said heel to the heels or something like that.
Yeah, she said free like 6 times.
Yeah, and she said free. But what I thought interesting about the heel and the park and the loop and all that stuff, and right, if you looked where I was standing, if you looked to the right, we were parked on a hill, and it was in a loop.
Cul-de-sac.
It was in a cul-de-sac, which is a loop.
Right.
And they wanted me to dig there, and I thought that was interesting. And then it told me to sit down. It told me to be nice. I remember that. It said be nice. And when it talked about Mary watching, I thought was really interesting. And then, but I think my favorite part of the whole thing, and where I think the biggest interaction is when she said singing, when Ash was doing her Estes session, it said singing, and I said, "Are you a singer?" And it said, "Yeah." And I said, "Are you a good singer?" And it said, "Creepy."
Yeah.
And I asked, "Do you think it's creepy that I asked that question?" And it said, "Exactly." And I was like, I just got called creepy by a spirit. So
Creeposaurus.
I was like, man, I didn't think I was that creepy, but apparently I'm creepy to this spirit.
Maybe it was the hat.
Maybe it was the hat.
What are you?
Yeah.
What are you, Jimmy Stewart?
Jimmy Stewart with the beard. But I thought it was really cool that we were getting direct, answers to the question. And I mean, it was most of your session was.
I mean, there was some points where Ash was just
saying random. Yeah, but and here's the thing too. At some point, I think we were talking to at least 3 different spirits. Yeah. 3 different ones jumped in at some point, and I think all of them were just trying to just say whatever.
I think next time we do it, we should probably separate.
Yeah,
no. I meant like separate like the spacing of the questions or responses. Because to be honest with you, you were kind of loud. You were really loud, like with your responses, and so Could you hear him say a couple?
Sometimes I heard him go, "I'm Chris."
Yeah. Well, ask who I was.
Yeah.
But I think next time we do it,
But yeah.
we gotta probably lower the tone a little bit. That way, if we do have EVP,
It's not over it.
We can hear it.
That's me getting excited.
I know.
And also, depending on who does it, again, not talking shit about anybody, but
right.
even if you're not deliberately trying to answer the questions, that's kind of leading if they can hear you too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it was a good learning experience because it's the first time I ever did that.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever been a part of anything like that.
So it was kind of odd. I thought I was just messaging Candace. I said, "Are your ears ringing?" And should my ears be ringing? I said, "Yeah, we're talking about like on the show." Anyway, but I thought Tanya was going to do it. To be honest with you. So did you volunteer yourself like right away?
No, she asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah. But I kind of wish that I could have gone a little bit longer. I don't know.
Well, I know. We stopped yours because it was time to move on to the other cemetery.
We only had so much time.
We only had so much time, but we stopped Claudia's because it mentioned danger, and. Yeah. I know that you and Tanya talked and was like, "Hey,
I just did it off instinct. I just leaned over to Tanya and said, "Hey, we should probably get her out because it said danger."
Yeah,
and I go, I don't know, because I think we were almost like 15 minutes with her. Because I think we almost went 15 minutes with you.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was a good while.
Did you feel like a long time on there or?
Not really, but it kind of felt like it was coming in louder and clearer as we went on. So that's kind of why I wanted to kind of wish it would have gone longer because, there towards the end, it seemed more direct. I didn't think it was a different, it felt like different stuff,
I kind of regret not videotaping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you're in the moment.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it when you're in the moment.
It's usually the big things that do that.
Exactly. You're because it was going and going and it just kept building and building and you don't think about let me pull out the camera. At least I didn't. I was just living in the moment.
Candace was she was videotaping off her phone and she was going around some of the grave sites and she did catch one time. She said that she thought she saw a mist, and I was walking by her whenever she said it, and she says, "Hey, check this out." I go, "What is it?" What is it? And I can only see the gravestone in the ground and stuff. She goes, "I thought I saw a mist." I go, "I must have missed it."
But I don't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
But
sad trombone.
But she actually posted it.
Yeah,
she posted a picture.
I was going to her page to see if I can find it.
Because it looked, whenever she showed it to me on camera, and she went back a little bit. It looked like and you know me, I'm not really. Was that me or you?
It wasn't me.
But it looked.
No, that was my stomach.
Was it okay?
That made that little noise.
I had thought it was an orb moving. And you know me, I'm not really big on orbs. I don't
think any of us here. Yeah, I don't think any of us at this table are big on orbs.
But it looked like an orb moving. That's what it looked like.
On the video?
Yeah.
I just saw the picture.
Yeah, it looks like it's like elongated.
Did she
like
she
a
post?
Rod, not an orb. The next step above a rod, which might be an intelligent interdimensional being.
It looked like an orb that was moving, and it was like the picture was kind of stretching it. So that's what it looked like to me. I don't know. I'm showing you. I don't know why I'm showing you my fingers. So, I told her that we were talking about her, and she goes, "Yikes!"
I'm trying to find it, but I can't. Tell her to send it to me.
It's on the page.
Oh, on our page?
Yeah. Not the Bigfoot Club, but the Paranormal.
In the group page.
Oh, the Pentex page.
Yeah. So I thought. I don't know. I think it was a great night though. I think everybody handled themselves well, and it was a good night. The weather was really good.
Yeah.
And the people were good.
I could stand to be a little bit warmer. But
yeah.
That's personal preference.
So I just pull it up. It says Kaylin sank into the fresh grave as she was walking past at Smith Cemetery. It just so turns out Mr. Ozell passed on her birthday last year. Coincidence? Also, it looks like we had a visitor on the left side of this picture. And if you look at the picture, I'm trying to blow it up. But it's not.
If you scroll down, she circles it.
Yeah, it's not wanting to. I mean, I can see it without it being circled. Where does she circle it? I don't see her circle it.
It should be like further down on that post.
Dadgummit.
So
anyway, sorry, y'all talk. I can't talk and I can't talk and do this at the same time.
I think you guys are cool.
I think you're cool. So, I don't. Anyway, I don't see the one where it's circled, but I see this one. Oh my goodness, I am so illiterate when it comes to.
You just got to look at the comments. Just click on the comments. You can see the picture.
I see the picture right here. Look, that's the picture. I see.
Okay, back up out of that.
Back up out of it.
And then go to the thing, and then she's the last comment.
Back up out of it.
It's under Sydney Walton. And
back up out of it.
Under Sydney Walton's comments. So.
Man, my ear has been itching whole show. So go to the comments of that post.
Yeah, then you can see it. So.
There's 3 comments.
Anyway, so.
Anyway.
It was a good time. I think it was. I've been wanting to meet Tanya for a while, and Tanya and Dan, and we got to, and they're. I think Kendall would probably love them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was looking at.
Yep.
So.
And I saw it whenever she was doing it too.
So this is a still of the video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this picture was it in flight.
Yeah. That's when I said I think I missed it.
I think you missed it.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
You're so dumb.
Yeah, I'm awesome. Thanks, everybody.
But I love you.
I'm here until Thursday.
But I love you.
Where are you going the rest of the
I was
time?
going to say, where are you?
Try the veal.
Come on.
Where are you going on Friday? I'm having a house party.
House party.
So
Which means I'm gonna
corgi
stay home.
party.
I was hoping we'd make one show without you singing, but
It's not gonna
God
happen.
damn it.
But no.
Purple chips. Corgi party.
But
Can you mute his mic?
Man, I'm getting muted.
there's quite a bit of people that posted on that. They say, "How did I miss this? Oh, hey, I should have got this."
Yeah. There was a bunch
It
of
was a
them.
little spur of the moment, I feel,
She posted it pretty like early.
a couple of days ago, but people want like 5 years advance notice, and then they're mad that
5 years.
you didn't direct message them
Yeah.
for them not seeing it. even
Why
though
didn't you
it's-
invite me? What's the deal?
One of them was like, I guess I'm easy to forget or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you'll be okay.
You be aight.
Like, I barely remembered myself.
Yeah.
I didn't know until you told me the day before.
Really?
Yeah.
I synced it, but I didn't know it was here.
You told me Friday, and I was like, oh, okay.
I got Laney.
Yeah. But I went.
Yeah, you still made it.
Had a good time.
That's cool. And it was the good thing about it. It was in Irving.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Both
close.
cemeteries were in Irving.
It was just down the
close.
road.
What's the odds of that? Wow. So,
Quite.
anywho, we're like 1 minute and 13 seconds in.
Hey, if anybody doesn't know already, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were going with your play by play earlier when.
Considering it'll be about, another hour before this is posted, I think.
Yeah.
I think
So if you don't know by then,
Now you know.
the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
spoilers.
I'm good at those.
It says both of you guys are on Facebook right now.
Because we are. Well, at least I am.
It's a liar. I don't know. My phone is not asleep, so.
He tells
It
me that
always
at work
says
all the
I'm
time. He's like, it says you're on Facebook. I was like, I'm not on Facebook. It says you're on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
Candace is on right now too.
Damn dirty liar.
Hey, Steven Tucker's on right now too.
Are you
You should
serious?
message him and be like, hey, we're doing a podcast.
Hey, we're doing a podcast.
Should I?
That's mean.
If you want to get in a fight,
That's mean.
I don't
Hey,
want
he-
a grown man showing up to my
He's
house
the one
crying.
that said he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, he was the one
He's
that.
bowing out.
He's the one that said that it'd probably be better for him not to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I was the one that said that he's probably not invited back to. I don't think I was the
Well,
only one.
Well,
I was gonna tell him that he wasn't gonna be coming back. But,
Yeah.
but he did it before I
It's
said
like
it.
when you're going to fire someone and they just quit.
they just
Yeah.
quit.
It's exactly the same thing, actually. So,
Man, I'll say this, but I love him still. And he's still a good friend of mine,
Yeah.
but he's just not a good podcaster.
Well-
Sorry, Steven.
it's kind of one of those things is you're either good at it or you're not.
Yeah.
You either
I
get
think.
it.
I don't know.
You either got it or you
I
don't.
just made that up.
Sounds good, man.
And yeah,
Well, I know.
that's
I
what I do my whole
know.
life.
We are at least good enough for Tanya and Dan to watch us when they go to bed.
Yeah.
I know that.
Hi, Tanya and Dan.
There you go.
Yeah, she actually messaged me whenever she got home. Because I told her, I said, message me when you get home.
Yeah.
And she
Well, they
messaged-
got like an hour and a half drive.
Yeah.
They'd been here, all day, and then
Yeah.
they had an hour and a half drive home. So
I know I chat with her a lot, almost daily, but I really like Dan.
yeah, he's a good dude. He's
Tanya's okay, I guess.
Dan said that if we go back to Hawesville, he'll go in the corner with me.
Sweet.
I'll believe it when it happens.
I'll believe it when it happens. He said he would go in the corner with me, and he would bring his.
We should go back
I
to
mean,
Hollywood.
we should.
Well, what's cool is he wants to go down there during the day and check it out during the day, which is awesome.
We had already talked about that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We had already talked about that, going back during the day, and then going and eating dinner, and then coming back. So,
Simone.
I mean, I think that's awesome. Catch your tone, and he's actually got really cool equipment that
He does.
that we can
Yeah.
we can use.
I'd
So
like to go to Jefferson too, since it's in that neck of the woods.
yeah, it's right around the corner.
Right down the corner.
And they live out there. So, and they were also saying,
He was talking about his location. Has got some cemeteries too, and then there's a lot of Bigfoot areas.
yeah, I was gonna say he's the Sample Coop factory,
Yeah.
the Campbell Soup factory. He said wasn't far from where he lives at that you saw him the Bigfoot rummaging. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't see him, but somebody saw him.
There's a lot of Bigfoot activity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Bigfoot activity even in his own county.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he's in, I think he said Delta County.
Delta County.
Yeah, Delta County's got a lot of
County.
sightings. Hopkins County, the next county over,
Yeah.
has a lot of sightings too. So
But they were like, yeah, this and this and this and this, and I was like, well,
That's,
I mean, we can go
This-
two for
which-
one.
Which is this? Which
This and this and this and that and that
okay.
and this.
Okay,
So
that's pretty detailed.
like get it go.
Get it go. Get it go. Get it
Gotta get it go. So
Get too excited to say your words. It's okay. We know you're still learning how to speak to you.
yes, I don't know how to talk. I'm well aware of that.
Yeah.
But
My mouth can't keep up with my brain. That's what you're supposed to say.
yeah, my mouths can't keep up with my brain. But what?
Stop it.
What? But we can go out there and do a twofer again.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
2-for-1, and I'm gonna try to practice the
Bigfoot call.
Bigfoot call because I want to do one. I want to.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I want to do a howl. So
You should do the bar down one too. The one.
yeah, I was thinking I'd try that, but man, that sounds hard, dude.
You just gotta hang out with them for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna adopt one.
I keep messing with my thing here.
I know you've been doing that the whole show. I'm gonna go adopt one and hang out with it and learn how to.
You don't have to adopt it.
You don't
You
have to. I'll just take you down the river bottoms over by where I grew up, and you just wait.
Just
And
wait.
they'll just start like, especially around like,
Just wait for the nighttime.
yeah, no, they'll let you know they're there.
Man,
pretty
I
quick.
got like this eyelash that is out of control right now.
Oh no.
It's like sticking me in the eyeball. That's really crazy. But anyway, yeah, I want I'll try. I'll work on just the regular Bigfoot howl. Cause I wanna do a Bigfoot howl.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Sweet.
Too sweet.
I'm okay with that because I need I mean, I only did 2, but I don't think I gave it justice the way I did it. But anyway.
Hey man, it was good. It was loud.
Thanks, man.
And it had a lot of echo.
I know if it's.
Hey, we got a call back.
Yeah, if Ash takes off her headphones when I'm doing it, that means that I did a good job. It's really loud.
Well, because that noise was right before you there, and you're like, it's really, really low. It's like just, it's really low, and you're listening really hard, and then you get that shit.
Yeah, that growl or whatever it was.
It's them ghosts flirting with me.
Yeah. Man, this eyelash is
I'm
dropping.
at this cemetery.
Look at this thing, man.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
It's long. I get it.
I get it, but it don't have to be long
You
in my
gotta talk
eyeball.
about it all the time.
Sorry. It's bugging me. But yeah, when we go back, I want to do a call, and I'd like to do some tree knocks too.
So, yeah, we can definitely do that. We can do that at Dan's location. We can do it at Hallsville.
Yeah.
So both.
We could do
both-
some,
But
some baiting and whatnot, some setting up and
Yeah.
some scent and
yeah,
whatnot,
yeah.
whatnot. I was
'Cause
whatnot and so on.
When we went, we went with absolutely nothing. We just we went out there with a digital recorder and a K2 meter.
Man, that's the best time.
Yeah, we got some good stuff, but
Yep.
I think if we're better prepared,
Then nothing's gonna happen.
then nothing's gonna happen. Exactly.
That's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty excited.
I'm ready to go back, but I'm also ready to go to other places too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta
Like Jefferson. I'm excited to go to Jefferson.
I gotta reach out to that guy about Longview.
Yeah,
So
and
I
get the
gotta-
address.
He was actually on the Facebook Live, but he didn't say anything.
Interesting.
He logged into it.
Really?
Yeah, I can't say his name because
Yeah, you don't have to say his name, but
I can't.
You can whisper it in my ear later.
Yeah. But
His name.
no more spoilers.
my name is.
But next week I would really like to have Tim Clay on.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to make a day of it. I think on a Saturday. But wait, we're moving this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm moving houses this weekend. Well, I am.
F word.
I'm like redoing floors.
Yeah. Are you putting Prego flooring?
No,
Like the panels?
no. That's Prego.
Prego, that's what I said.
You said Prego.
Like the sauce?
Like spaghetti sauce.
Maybe I was thinking about spaghetti.
Maybe.
You do like some spaghetti.
I haven't had it in a while. so-
I know because you ate it a lot.
You hated it a lot.
It was cheap.
Okay, I made some spaghetti.
I remember. My this is a true story now. My first 2 weeks at Signify Health, we ate spaghetti every day.
Yeah, because he makes a
You
made
made like this
and then
big
he
old
like
pot.
packages it out in a little thing. and,
Yeah.
like,
It was,
for the whole week.
at the time, I was really low on money.
He brought it and he was like, "Do you have
Don't
any
lie.
lunch?"
He
I was like,
just
"I was gonna
really
go get
likes-
lunch." He was like, "Don't worry about it. Here, have some spaghetti."
What I should have said, because Ash won't eat it.
I ate it until I couldn't eat spaghetti.
He can
anymore.
only. Hey, I
can only do that
love,
so
and I'll
much.
tell you
Hey,
what.
if you don't have any money, spaghetti's
Yeah.
good.
I'll tell you
That's
what.
why I
It
can't
is.
eat spaghetti
It is.
anymore.
It is.
But yes.
There were many times where I ate just the sauce because I didn't even have the money for the noodles. But
God.
I did
Like, could you drink it or was
on
it
crackers.
spoon?
I
On
used crackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't
what?
just drink the sauce.
Yeah.
Why does that sound like something that someone I dated or my dad would have done? You know,
Hey, when you got no money.
no, just because they think it's delicious, not that's like.
Oh, I didn't do it because I thought it was
No.
delicious. I did it because I was poor and I needed something to eat.
Just have
So,
weird people in my life with
But-
weird habits.
I was Poe like Edgar Allan.
Edgar Allan Poe.
But
But yeah, I had crackers and I would eat it. I would eat it with crackers. There was a lot of times I ate just plain tomato soup.
So we're probably going to move this weekend at work. So
Yeah.
we're probably not going to have Tim unless we do it on Sunday. Because I think he was wanting to do it on Sunday.
Well, I think, excuse me. I think if we have, just like we did with Luke, I think we need to make a day of it.
Yeah.
You don't like that, Ash?
Well, I like it. It's just
It's hard to get off.
difficult.
It is hard. It's hard for you. I know.
I hate my job.
We got to get you another
I
job.
hope I get fired.
We got to get you another job. I hope I get fired. But
I'm not doing anything, but they kind of don't care about that. They just sometimes make things up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Godzilla.
So Godzilla lives in the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
We kind of just like touched on that and just ran away from it.
Yeah,
like we
we
didn't
did.
even do anything with that. We just kind of like, oh, Hollow Earth, some teeth were found in a cave. Boom, we're on to something else.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Fucking Kentucky.
but yeah, if we can't make a day of it, I get it. But it was really cool with to be able to do that with Luke, to sit down and have that conversation before we went on, which we should have been recording the whole time.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't on the actual show, we should have been recording, because man, there was so much good stuff that was said before the show even started.
We can't get all the good stuff in the first run, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That is true.
I think we talked for almost like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I finally broke down and said, "Hey, let's just do the show. Let's stop
We're
talking."
starting to get
Yeah,
dark.
let's just
It was getting good.
let's get rolling.
But Tim Clay, I've been in the woods with that guy, probably him and Ken Marvel, a lot more than anybody. Probably more than Luke. I was with Luke the first couple of years, and then I left the group. And then after that, I did a bunch of independent stuff with Kenny and Tim. So I've been with them more than anybody in the woods.
So when we were at USBC and you would go on your outings, would you be with these guys?
Yeah. We would always hang out. We'd always go to Oklahoma, because Kenny at the time, well, we would go to Lamar County, Paris, do stuff there.
And you never come pick me up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
God damn it.
And then
Hack.
and then Kenny bought some property in Oklahoma.
Oceanfront property in Arizona.
No, I wish, but it was in Moyers, Oklahoma, which is Pushmataha County, which is on the cusp.
Say that again.
Pushmataha.
I like that.
Pushmataha County, and it was on the cusp of the Kimichi Mountains.
I like it when you say Kimichi.
So people,
You don't even have
Where
to
I come
follow.
from, it's Kamichi.
Kamichi.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You don't even have,
Kamichi Ford.
you don't even have to follow it with mountains. Just
Yeah.
say Kamichi.
Kamichi. But and then we would do stuff up there, and like in they call it the mountain, but it's really like a big hill.
Like a big hill.
So
It used to be a mountain. Just
Yeah.
more down.
it was it was
It's falling into the hollow earth.
Yep.
I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time hanging out with them, and like I said, I've done a bunch of stuff with them, and so Tim and Ken, I trust immensely, and they're like probably, the handful of people that I would actually do stuff in the woods with. So, and I trust them a lot, and they both bring like different skill sets to the woods, and like, man, I learned a lot from them, and hopefully they learned a lot from me. But they're good people, and man, I can't say enough good things about them. So
Is Tim gonna have really good potato soup?
he's coming here to us. So
Oh, so we gotta
I have to make.
we gotta make the good potato soup.
yeah, we gotta make.
I got.
We can make some spaghetti.
No,
no.
It's gotta be potato soup.
What did I tell you? I have all these recipes that I wrote down.
Yeah.
She said F no on the spaghetti.
No, we're not having spaghetti.
Man,
Not just no.
shot down
So
in a blaze of glory.
still can't make it through the show without you.
Take me now,
She's a singer, not you.
but know the truth.
But anyway, yeah.
I never drew first.
I'm really happy to have him on. So, and then I think Ken Marvel wanted to do the show too with him, and I said, I think it'd be better because we only got 4.
I was gonna say we don't we
was
only
gonna say
have 4,
that. They'd have to share.
and we had talked about maybe possibly one of them calling in.
Yeah,
but
see-
that just I don't know.
Here's the thing, I think Tim is very interesting. For him to have his own show, his whole show by himself would be great. Ken Marvel, you guys haven't met. Neither one of you have met Ken, and he's a character, and
I haven't met either one of them.
Yeah, I love him to death. I think you met him at the Tyler at the meeting. He was there.
It was in Longview, but yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He was kind of
Man,
quiet.
I forgot how many people were there until I was looking at those pictures. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I just remember everybody that went out to the cemetery.
Yeah, he was there. He was actually quiet.
Yeah.
But
Who was the one that was on the phone at work?
at work, it was Ken Marvel. Ken the Marvelous Marvel.
He was the one that was going off. Man, that was awesome. I was laughing so hard my stomach hurt.
He used to call me like right after I left TVRC. He used to call me, and he would like his thing was to wind me up. He would like call me and says, he would go, I'm gonna do the we'll say smoke voice. So he'd call me up and goes, Bob, hey Bob. He goes,
is that what he sounds like?
No, it's not.
Oh my God, Robert.
Hey Robert.
Everybody is a 50-year smoker and
From the East Coast.
from the East Coast.
Listen, Bob Lebowski.
But he would call me up and he would say, Bob, what's his name? Craig Willier was talking shit about you. He was saying this about you, and I go, Kenny, don't fucking do it, dude. Don't piss me off. But he would call me all the time because, hey, he even text me, hey, Craig said this about you. He says that you're a dumb fuck.
So that's how he sounded in his text messages too?
Yeah.
I recorded this audio and here's this video.
So, but he would wind me up every time because he knew I would.
Why did you have to take your glasses off when you did
I don't know.
Did you have to get serious?
I got super serious. I got my glasses. Oh Lord, you okay?
Okay.
I'd be like Sebastian. Fine.
Cardomine.
But so do you guys want to continue talking about Hollow Earth, or you want to talk about wrestling? What do you want to do?
I know nothing about this Hollow Earth.
I took notes for you.
Okay.
Awesome. Look, she's got a 2 page.
I ran out of paper.
Is
so I was
that a Burger King set?
I was doing notes on my lunch, and I ran out of paper, and I didn't want to go back to the front desk. I didn't want anyone to see me. So
That is outstanding.
Man, that's a good segue into getting Burger King to sponsor us.
Yeah, Burger King. We're writing.
Your bags make good notepads
Ash is writing notes on your bags
about Richard Bird.
You know what I've noticed is it's been a while since we've referenced your man crush.
I know.
Oh no.
I know, right?
It's been a while. He's not going to sponsor us if we stop talking about him.
Maybe.
Oh Lord, here he goes way late. Man, I set it up and
Next episode.
man,
This guy.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Ow! Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet.
Sorry. Had to listen.
I was in it, and I forgot what we were doing.
we were talking about your notes on the Burger King bag.
No.
Sorry. I thought I paused it.
So, like, who was it that posted about it in the group? Was it Tanya?
Yeah.
About everybody's opinion on it, and nobody really had one. I mean, except for no. But I don't know that I necessarily give into it, but it's interesting because it seems like a lot of it came from before we had like sciences now to understand the Earth, and we couldn't do space travel.
Yeah.
And because this originated in 1692 with Edmund Halley of the Halley's Comet guy. Yeah.
Oh.
He introduced
Interesting.
He introduced this theory because there was anomalies in a compass reading. So there's something weird going on with magnetic fields. And he's like, well, trying to figure out why this is. And so his theory was that there is a series of nesting spherical shells. That's hard to
Yeah, I was going to say that's hard. Try saying that
Try
fast.
saying it 3 times.
Man.
spinning in different directions surrounding a central core. And he believed that each shell was kind of like a little layer in between that had its own atmosphere and that it could support life. So there's the outer layer, and then inside there's another little atmosphere with another little earth, and then on until the middle of the core. But they all kind of roll in different directions, and that's kind of how he was trying to explain.
I don't, with that explanation, I don't get why it's called hollow earth.
Well, it can,
Because you can live under. You can live under, and it's like cave systems and cities, and right.
I guess it doesn't make sense to me.
Later on, a guy, I didn't get his first name, but new theory came from a man named Euler. They expanded upon it and said that Earth was just an empty cavern, basically, like journey to the center of the Earth. You know?
Okay.
Which came, several years later because of this guy, and then a few of his predecessors. He believed that it was empty, and there was a small sun in the center. So it's like inside these, like, there's certain entryways into this place, and they're basically like paradise.
Right.
It's a lot of it. A lot of theory.
Do you think maybe, and I'm reaching here, that he thought the sun was like the lava and stuff or something? Or
I think that this was way before, because that was in when was it? What year?
he was probably guessing, right?
Yeah, it was just a guess, but and those are theories basically that there was a smaller sun, and this goes kind of hand in hand later with that. That story about the kids that I'll touch on that in a little bit because it happened. I'm trying to kind of go in order of these things that happened, but this guy Euler, he was like a mathematician, like he was a legitimate scientist, and most of the people that came up with this were scientists in their own right, or explorers, pretty well respected in their field.
So really smart people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just kind of trying to figure out the Earth before we had the technology to really look at it from the outside. Basically,
That's pretty dang close.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little sun inside of our Earth. I mean, it's
It's called magma.
yeah. So
yeah, but in 1818, John Cleves Simmers Jr. published a book called Circular Number 1, and he said that the world was hollow, and his theory was like Halley's, that it included like access to it with holes at the north. I think I said that. The North and South Pole. That's how you could get in, and he wanted to explore the North Pole, and he believed that life existed inside plant life, animal life, and human civilizations inside this other Earth, And he had, even in 1822, him and his supporters actually presented a proposal to Congress to get funding for an expedition to the North Pole to go check this out. But of course, they were denied. But I thought that was pretty interesting that it made it all the way to Congress.
Yeah,
it's actual legitimate expedition. That he
he went about it doing the right way. Trying to
I was gonna say he at least was trying to be legit about it.
Right. But he continued until his death in 1849 to try to get able to go up there.
So he fought for a while.
And around the same time, there was this guy. His name was Cyrus Teed, and he believed the universe was in a shell. Like everything that we see is an illusion. We're seeing reflections of lights or some sort of. This one's kind of where it goes a little off in the left field,
like spectrums and prisms.
It's like
and stuff
that we live in a hollow Earth. The stars are just reflections of a strange solar mechanism, and the universe is an illusion. Like what we think we see as stars are just reflections of lights, and we're inside of something else.
That guy must have been on acid or something.
Yeah.
Well, he eventually started his own cult called
Okay, I know where this is going.
called the Korshan, K with the K, Core.
Did they wear white Nikes and khaki
Well,
pants?
it was a little bit before Nike,
Okay.
but they did live in Florida. Wow. They established a colony in Estes, Florida in 1894.
Wow.
And it lasted until his death in 1908. You know, around the same time as when the Journey to the Center of the Earth was written, and it was written more on Sims' model with the hollow points at the poles.
Right.
And after that, it is kind of a very common.
Were they tied in the author of that story and this scientist?
No, that was around the same time, and I guess he had been reading. I'm not really sure where.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's around the same time. You know, it was kind of a popular new science, whatever, and it led to a lot of science fiction after that. And you know, one of the things too is several religions, several of our ancient civilizations have the idea that we come from inside the earth. Like the Mayans said that 2 twin boys came from the earth, and the Buddhists have like their garden. And it's a common story in many religions that there's a paradise that we've been separated from inside of the earth. And even some, I think it was some sects of Judaism believe that's where Eden is. It's actually inside the earth.
Do you recall? I forgot what episode it was, but I was talking about the Caddo Indians that had.
I was just about to go there, man.
And
I really was.
And they came from.
Their ancient ones came from the earth.
Yeah,
inside the earth.
I was gonna touch on that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that said they come from star people that put them in the earth, that like they were grown from seeds.
Wow.
You know, I think that's a common in Aztec myths too. That's why they like corn is sacred, that we come from corn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, that's coming up from the earth. There was, of course, I have a couple of little stories too, because of course, if there's civilizations underground, there's people, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But before then, I kind of want to touch on this too. And this explorer, I think he was a colonel or something, but in 1947, so not too long ago. You know,
Yeah, that's
80, almost 80 years ago.
that's not like crazy long ago.
But his name was Richard Byrd, B-Y-R-D, and he was an explorer. He flew airplanes over the poles, and he has pictures that he said he's seen these openings in the North and in the South Pole. And he said in the North Pole, when he flew over, he saw this opening and it was just green, lush, or, like, a jungle, basically. And that there were animals and people that lived inside there.
I wonder if he posted that while he was in the military.
I don't
I seriously
think
doubt
so.
it.
I
Right.
think this was,
Yeah.
afterwards.
Okay.
I seriously
When
doubt
he
it.
was like an independent explorer. And
Right.
he said when he went to the South Pole, there's an advanced civilization inside this opening that he saw in a craft that could fly from pole to pole, like through the middle of the earth.
Wow. How did I never hear about this?
Yeah, I've never heard anything
I was about to say,
this.
he was questioned, like the government questioned him
Right.
very, very heavily because he was telling, he's like, this is what's going on. We need to get up there. We need people. And we, kind of get basically like the other guy. And they told him, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like a Project Blue Book story.
Well, that's what the government does.
It's like,
If they
stop
don't know
talking about
something and you tell them, they're like, shut up.
it. Or they do know. And
That's what I'm saying. They either know about it and they're telling you to shut up, or they don't know about it and they're telling you to shut up.
because if there's a secret advanced civilization underground at the South Pole, then they don't necessarily want
Yeah, they
everybody
don't-
and their cousin to know.
Yeah.
They don't want cause mass hysteria. and
Yeah.
stuff, so.
Or they just want their secrets for themselves.
Yep. Or that's just where they're going to go to hide whenever everybody starts shooting nuclear bombs
Yeah.
at each other.
Well, it makes sense.
I mean,
That is interesting. That I've
I've
never heard of that.
I've never even sniffed anything remotely close to that.
I feel like a millennial.
Well, and there's a lot of stories. Like I have this one that took place in Woolpit, England, in the 12th century, where 2 small children were seen at an opening cave, like they just appeared, basically, like manifest. And so their clothing was of a strange fabric.
Sorry.
Excuse me, turning off your phones during.
What the crap, man?
That's it. That scare y'all.
Yeah. I think I might have peed on myself a little bit, man.
I thought it turned
And you
off.
want us to take you out in the woods.
I've been in the woods. What you talking about?
Sorry.
Instructor.
But
Sorry, guys.
these kids appeared. It was a boy and a girl.
Uh-huh.
And they were wearing strange clothing, or speaking a language that nobody really understood. And their skin was green.
Didn't it say something earlier about twins?
About that, that's the mind myth. Two twin boys that came from the earth.
Oh, twin boys. Okay. But this was a boy and a girl,
But
right?
this was a boy and a girl, and they said they came from the land of Saint Martin, and there was
Saint Martin.
there wasn't day or night. It was always perpetual twilight where they lived.
Wow.
And the boy passed away somehow, but Agnes was what they named the girl. She went on to have a family, and they were both kind of adopted into community, and there's records you can find to this day of her and her descendants in that area of the UK.
What year was this?
It was in the 12th century. I don't know when the exact
Wow.
year was, but
They must have had some really good acid back then.
Something.
it had something. But there's kids that are green crawling out of caves.
Yeah.
And I know, and I didn't really have time to get the notes in it today because we kind of just caught this up the last minute. But I'm pretty sure if I can find it, that there is a
Good job on that, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's like you think you're taking over the fun facts though.
Yeah. I've definitely dropped the ball on the fun
No,
facts.
you're fine. You're fine.
I dropped the ball.
You're like Sebastian.
That-
Fine.
Fine.
let's see,
Dominguez.
Bull Pit, and there's allegedly like this race of people, and that's where they come from, and they're the green people, but it's something with the L.
A cave and green people. Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
That
little
sounds
little
constantly-
green kids coming out of a
Constantly
cave.
Familiar.
sounds like hellier to me. Synchronicity.
Yeah, definitely. But I'd like to. Oh goodness, I cannot for the life of me remember what they're called. It's something. There's a civilization. There's several, and they're thought to be interdimensional, extraterrestrial related race of people. And that's one of the theories that go with the Hollow Earth. There's an episode of Ancient Aliens that touches on it and about.
I need to watch that show.
Yeah, it's interesting. You got to take it with a grain of salt, considering who, some of the people that talk, they're a little bit too easily convinced to me, but that's their job. They got to sell it anyway. But
Okay, it says the Coluan race are a green-skinned humanoid race with the average member having an 8-level intelligence, far
Multi-dimensional.
higher than humans. So like Coluan.
yeah, that could be one. And there's several, like the reptilians allegedly come from underground. And
I was
all that.
about to say that too.
But
Reptilians.
I want you to look at this picture and tell me what you think it looks like.
Looks like an alien.
But what is it? It's a
I don't. That's not what they said. They look like regular people.
yeah.
except for
I was
green.
gonna say these don't look like regular people. These look like
But,
little Men in Black little creatures. They're pretty cool looking.
It's a good artist.
That's funny looking, man.
But yeah, that the one theory is
This one's flipping you off.
It's,
That's pretty funny.
kind of that.
Oh, he's not flipping off. It's his first finger. Anyway. Sorry.
What were we saying? Ash?
That it could be that different dimensions and stuff. That there are infinite amount of
Multiverse.
multiverse, and that could explain like quote unquote hollow earth, kind of like going with the original theory that there's layers upon layers upon layers existing of different worlds in the same space.
That always scares me.
Yeah, it's interesting and scary. I feel kind of the same way about things like that. Like I want to know more, but I don't know where it's going to take me.
Yeah, I get anxiety when I think about stuff like that.
Most name brand bars and body washes you rub
Sorry.
on your
What the heck?
Sorry.
Turn off your phone.
It's on my phone. It's a YouTube video. It says 7 alien races that look like beautiful human women.
Does it say anything about like the speaker being too loud?
Dang.
FDA is synthetic.
What the crap? Shut up.
But
There's like a little button that it's a speaker.
Yeah, I just touched it, okay? Shut your face.
but you know, there are several known cities around.
Yeah.
Like there, I think it's the Anastasies or maybe
The Anastasies?
Anastasies, not Anast. But
Anastasies.
yeah,
Well, I know that there's a lot of like tribal clans that paint themselves. That
yeah. I don't know if the green aspect is as widely as the underground myth, but it's pretty common. But that is, you know, I think it's in like parts of Europe and stuff where they have the big underground cities, and you can't open the doors except for on the inside, and it's made completely with pressure. It's just stone, and there's ventilation systems, and it's different series of tunnels and stuff to escape the. Basically, you would never see it unless it was for the ventilation shafts. Are about the only thing that's visible.
they have that in Colorado.
Yeah,
They have huge like underground. I mean, you could go in there and live. It's like a civilization underground.
it makes sense out in the desert
Yeah.
to do that, to be.
Did you say that the Incas or the Mayans thought they had the two boys that were green?
The Mayan.
Mayan.
Well, no, it wasn't.
No.
The boy and the girl that were green. That was in England, but the
Okay.
Mayans had the two
The
twins
two-
that came.
Yeah, the Mayans were the
came
twin
from the
boys.
earth.
Two
Yeah.
twin boys.
The green.
'Cause that
Was
was
that the
just-
green boys?
Because I was just thinking the Incas just disappeared, right? They vanished off the face of the earth.
I don't know.
There's no
Let's see.
graves of them or anything like that, and they're up in the mountains, and I don't know.
I don't know if it was the Incans. I think it was again that like the Anastasies. Like they're
Machu Picchu.
the people that were there before there were people. Basically, like people that would be ancient civilizations to us found artifacts from them, and nobody knows where they were or came from.
Right. Okay. I would just shoot from the hip. Bam. So we're 1 minute and 52 seconds in.
The Incas. Trying to figure out what happened to the Incas.
They're in like South America.
I think there was
Because I thought they had disappeared and didn't have a trace. They didn't. There's like no.
It says, yeah, they were in modern day Peru. That's what it says.
Machu Picchu.
It says the Incas were most notable for establishing.
Oh no, it was Pizarro. I remember the story now where I think what had happened was that he got drunk and he just basically strangled their king because he thought it was funny, and he killed him.
That story could go on today.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, watch this, haha! I'm gonna mess with this little guy over here because
He's a king. Oh well, I'm took him.
The Inca state was known as the Kingdom of Cusco.
like on Disney.
Conquistador Francisco Pizarro, making the beginning of Spanish rule. The remnants of... Okay, it says... Let me go back for a second. It says, however, shortly after the Inca Civil War, the last Sapa Inca emperor of the Inca Empire was captured and killed on the orders of the conquistador Francisco Pizarro, making the beginning of Spanish rule.
And then, yeah,
So,
disease took out the rest.
yeah, Francisco Pizarro killed the king, and I guess they
Atahualpa.
just said,
Yeah, well, smallpox kind of.
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn Spaniards.
Yeah.
There was missing
They're the
something.
ones that have those the mummies that look like someone's just sit down and asleep. because of the
Yeah.
mountains. You know, they're so cold and arid.
That's kind of creepy.
But it's interesting that those people were sacrifices to the gods.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting, but
Yeah.
could you imagine walking up on that?
Yeah, I'm just like it. I mean,
That would be
chances are you're looking for it if you're somewhere that would be.
well, yeah.
Just whatever.
Like I mean, I think even if you're looking for it, if you found it, it'd be like, ugh.
That's a fucking mummy. It always makes me Incan mummy. Just makes me think of episode of Buffy where they got like ancient venereal diseases from the mummy girl because she was sacking her revenge on the white people.
Nice.
STDs
I must have missed that one.
by
Yeah,
vengeance.
season 1, man.
Man, I don't even think I ever watched that show.
I need to.
Missing out.
I'm behind on a lot of my shows right
Yeah.
Wasn't
You're
that-
about 20 years behind if it's Buffy? You know.
Wasn't that Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's still married to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yep.
They're actually still doing a comic book on that.
Really?
Yeah, I got a couple over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was surprised to know that they're still married. I was like, man, they've been married a long time.
good job on that, man.
Yeah.
You always pull us out of the fire.
You always bring it.
I already have a small amount of knowledge about everything, so I know where to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
You always
If I ever need something researched, I just usually lean on her. So it was
Hard.
Yeah, he's like don't listen to Chris.
like because I know when I was writing my El Gato Negro story, I leaned on Ash on a lot of stuff. I said, "Hey, can you research this? Can you find me an amulet or a symbol or something?" And she found like 4.
Yeah.
She's like, "Here
And
you go.
you're like-
there's 4."
He asked me to do this little small part and I haven't even done it yet.
You did eat the bean dip though.
And not
Man,
everybody's perfect.
I
What can I say?
tore that bean dip.
So you guys,
Hey, that bean dip was good.
so we're
Thanks, it's store bought.
You're supposed to say you made it.
No, I made everything else.
Yeah, the queso was really good
Which
too.
means I cut up some Belvita and put it in the crock pot with some.
But you know what? It was
I
delicious.
told her you did it. So it's
Yeah.
when I did. So
Yeah, when I got here, what was I doing? Sitting at this table, what was I doing?
you got here late.
I got here late, but when I got here, what was I doing?
You arrived not on time.
What was I doing? I was shoveling chips full of bean dip and queso into my mouth.
King queso.
And you
It
don't watch
was-
the Super Bowl, but we're gonna have Super Bowl food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I almost went hard, but I'm lazy.
it's okay.
Those are
I
some
worked today.
Those are some massive apples over there.
Yeah, aren't they
Yeah.
beautiful though?
That is a big apple. Dang.
Those are New York's.
Hey, those aren't like the apples we get at work.
Yeah,
The apples we get at work are about the size of that.
people listen to podcasts go, "What
Why the fuck are they talking about apples? We're just naming off everything in our
in the
kitchens.
red room?"
Sorry, the apples are sitting over there, and I just looked up because I was looking at the queso, and I saw the apples over there. I was like, "Dang, that's a big apple." But anyway,
I almost feel like Joe Rogan for a minute.
Hey man, you ever tried DMT?
So
just
tell me
know,
about your wine business.
so know that Robert and Ash have giant apples in their house.
That's not a metaphor.
Yep, sure do.
And they're proud of it.
So you guys have any shout outs?
Always, man, I'm always going to shout out to Britt and the babies. And I want to give a special, awesome, super shout out to Carly for coming out and being such a champ during our investigation. It was really awesome for her first time. And I think it was a really cool setting for her first time. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
pretty chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really chill.
I mean, with this on top of it, it was probably a little much. I think maybe that was what got her a little upset. Was
Yeah,
that was real, or
Yeah.
whatever. I probably, if I it was my first time out and something like that happened, I'd be like, I feel sick too.
Yeah, because that was a legit
Yeah.
boom, and then go right to it, and then bam, right there, line up
Yeah.
perfect. So so for her to get a little, I mean but she was a champ, and I thought it was awesome that she came out, guys. I've been interested in the paranormal for a very, very long time, and to get to do something like that with one of my kiddos and Zoe and Bud, whenever you get old enough and you're ready to go out, I'll take you out too. So don't think I'm just like playing favorites or anything, but anyway, yeah, big shout out to Carly for for coming out and being such a champ, and Tanya and Dan and everybody else in the group. It's a cool experience. So
Ashley, you got anybody?
Yeah, I don't know.
she always shouts out to I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know is her
What's up,
favorite.
I don't know. You're doing a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up that. I don't whatever you're doing.
Shout out to my mom for giving me the story.
Yeah, big
Story
time.
on
Thanks, Mom.
on my great grandfather and her incident in Indiana Harbor. Shout out to Nancy Reyes for giving us Shelton
time.
Bear Creek Cemetery.
And Candace for putting in the photo.
Yeah, Candace and Caitlin for making it out.
Caitlin for falling in the grave.
Yeah,
I fell in the grave too.
Well, yeah. Ash for falling in the grave, for leading the way for Caitlin to fall in the grave.
Listen, if you want a real experience, go fall in that grave.
right. And then Claudia Cardenas for doing the second
Estes session.
Estes session. So it was really good.
Mary for watching.
And then Tanya and Dan, super shout out to them. Super impressive to have them organize this and let us come along. And and it's just, I can't say enough good things about them.
And look forward to doing much more work with y'all.
Yep.
Absolutely. When we got more time.
And good night and sweet dreams.
So on that note, we're going to close out this episode. Thanks for everybody for downloading and being part of this. And special shout out to Kendall Wilkerson. I know she's happy because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So
Any
happy.
Chiefs fan out there, congratulations.
Yep.
I knew the red team would win.
You won one since y'all won the fourth one and y'all got another one. Awesome.
All right.
My buddy Zim, I know you don't ever listen, but he's a big Chiefs fan. So
Yeah.
But good night, sweet dreams.
Everybody, thanks for being part of the show.
You know.
Closing it out.
Oh.